AfterBuzz TV, starting place to the likes of WWE female superstars Cathy, Kelley, Sonya, Deville, and Zelina Vega proudly presents Women's Wrestling Weekly, the world's first podcast and YouTube series dedicated exclusively to women's wrestling, featuring all the latest news as well as interviews with top superstars in the industry. And now, AfterBuzz TV's own gorgeous lady of wrestling, TK Trinidad.
Bonjour, everybody. You're watching Women's Wrestling Weekly, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. I said on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, a.k.a. the Canadian Assassin, and with me...
Yeah.
Fighting crime at night, here during the day, America's chocolate sweetheart. Should we retire that? I don't even know.
I don't know. I think we're going to keep it rolling, man.
Okay, and I think Nick Cannon's kind of getting on it. I forgot to tag you on that.
Oh, the beef
America's
is real.
chocolate sweetheart, a.k.a. Coco Cena, and the creator of BMP. If you don't know what that is, then you need to follow us a little bit more. Evan T. Mack is in the house.
Yo, what's going on, girl? What's good? What's going on,
Good.
man?
Is that a Velveteen Dream?
Oh, no, that's not Salt Bay.
That kind of looks like Velveteen Dream minus the hand. Okay.
That's Salt Bay.
Evan, king of the t-shirts.
Man, I'm telling you, man, Salt Bay. Shout out to Salt Bay, man.
Shout out to Salt Bay. And Barry Mack. Barry Mack is the building.
Shout out to my dad.
Today, we have an amazing show. So we're going to do Star of the Week. We're going to do some news. But we have amazing guests like we have all week. Every episode, I should say. We have the self-proclaimed greatest attorney in the world. A part of WOW. We have Sophia Lopez in the building. How are you doing?
Hi, TK. How are you guys?
Good.
Hello.
Thank you. Indeed, you know who I am, the greatest attorney in the world.
Yeah, and you're on the best show on the planet. So it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, we're matching. We're on the perfect spot right now.
So there's some great news that happened last week. So kind of let everybody know who didn't get to hear about WOW as far as coming back for, well, I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, we have, guys, everyone, we have amazing news. First of all, we renew for a second season. We're going to be shooting 24 episodes, and they're planning, to air 12, then maybe wait, and then do the other 12.
Oh, nice.
And in the meantime, on May, we're going to have a live show. Everyone has been asking us for the live show. I have a lot of followers on Instagram asking me, are you guys going to be touring? Please, we want to see you. So for those that are able to travel, we're going to be in California, Los Angeles, California, May 15 and May 16. So, TK, I hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
You guys gonna miss it.
Yeah, I was there last time. We're going to see if we can get Evan, to stop fighting crime and have him come out with us as well. But you've almost been with WOW for the inception. So tell us how you got started.
I was discovered by David McLean, and I was trained by Selena Majors. So for me, it was a great experience. Mm-hmm. And little by little, I started going to the trainings. And first, I arrived I want to be tough. And I want to, kind of kill somebody. And then they look at me yeah, I think she's crazy. But then little by little, I thought, oh my goodness, this is very real. So I might get killed. It's seriously, I'm going to break my neck and I'm going to die on that ring. So every single day I was saying to myself, I'm not coming back tomorrow. And I'm not coming back tomorrow. But for those that they live wrestling, it's so much adrenaline that I couldn't stop. It started being, like an addiction. So every single day I was going and thinking, I'm going to disappear until all of that sudden, I started booking other jobs. Mm-hmm. So I was absent on the trainings. And when I came back, I saw that girls flying and, jumping from the third rope and things like that. So it was nobody else to stay behind with me unless, the other wrestlers, one of the new girls. So I thought, I don't know. And we had a Vegas live show coming up very soon at the time. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh my goodness, for real, I'm going to die on that ring. And I had 2 babies. I was I cannot afford dying and leave, these 2 kids like orphanages and like orphans. And then little by little, meeting Loca and getting to know Loca, I asked Selena and David, say, hey guys, how about if I can be the manager, the legal representative, the public defender. Okay. Because I'm very good at it. And then they were, you know what? That's a very good idea. And since you missed so much of the training, let's do it. And, I end up presenting Loca and Alta Laura Payne in that live show in Vegas.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's pretty awesome. What did you want to be when you were growing up though? What was your dreams when you were growing up?
Always like growing up, I felt like a fighter. I used to watch the action movies, and you start watching Avengers or one of those, and then you all of a sudden want to be like Black Widow, and I always felt like I was a warrior, no matter what. So my dream was coming true, but seeing on TV and being like actually doing it is a big difference.
Yep.
For real. I was like, wow, this is serious. And the thing is, like, I didn't start when I was young. So that's what I recommend for everyone that is listening. I get this question, like, how can I become a wrestler? Do acrobatics, do gymnastics, try to start young. Because when I had my kids, believe it or not, I became vulnerable. Before that, I could have died. I used to do like skydiving, bungee jump, like traveling by myself. I was fearless. And as soon as I had those kids, I felt like Uma Thurman on the movie Kill Bill, like, because I became vulnerable.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to do it in a specific time.
Yeah, you have kids to live for.
Yeah.
So there has been not a lot of changeover, but from the beginning seasons to now, there have been some WoW superstars who are no longer with WoW. It's like almost a new crop. Do you still talk to some of the former WoW wrestlers?
I do, and I love them. Like, I love Loca. I don't know if you guys remember Azúcar. Do you guys remember Azúcar?
I saw the interview with her, so I remember her faintly. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when I go to LA, I hang out with her and I stay at her house. So that's very nice. And yeah, I try to be close to all of them because I learn from them. Everyone has like a different touch. They're very special. And I learn, like, I pick their brains. And then that helps with Sophia Lopez to be stronger and stronger. And I know what to do. And, I was with Michael Larkin. He called me like the verbal assassin. Because he said, you get on that mic and yeah, you can become the verbal assassin. It's like, I am the verbal assassin. And I said, I like it. So I know what to say. I know how I can fight with my brain and with my words. And sometimes I feel like I'm the mastermind.
Okay.
So what's your proudest moment in your wrestling career though? What do you look back on as your like most proud moment?
One time when I brought my kids, it wasn't on the live show, but I brought my kids to David was coming to see the training on the training facility, and he was coming to see the fights. And all of a sudden, I brought my kids, and I was like, I really want them to be proud of me. And then they were so little that I thought, instead of being proud, they're going to be scared. But I think I performed like the best match I could ever perform that day. So for me, it was like winning the belt. I didn't have the belt on my hand, but for me, it was like, yes, I did it. Like, I won, because as I said, I felt so behind on the trainings that I thought, meh. But then it was like, I did it. So that was an amazing feeling. It's just indescribable.
Now, do your kids want to wrestle at all?
My daughter, like, she's totally, like, I took her with me on the last Comic-Con. She came with me, and then she started saying, oh, I'm Minnie Lopez, the smallest attorney in the world. And she was so cute, and she was selling the pictures. It was so funny because she started selling my pictures, and all of a sudden I saw her like selling like fire. And then I was like, I just look at her like, I'm going to kill you. And then she was like, oh no, Mom, I'm selling yours. And it was so funny. Then she was like on Samantha Smart's side, and they were posing. I was like,
oh, wow.
Are you betraying me? And all of a sudden, she was with Lana Star, and then with the Beast and Razor. It's like, oh my goodness, like, she just doesn't care about me anymore. She just wants to hang out with our wrestlers, and she wants to be a wrestler. So she's on gymnastics right now.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, she sees you every day, so they switch it up sometimes.
What was your thoughts on like Comic-Con, the atmosphere? It's interesting for people that don't really know about how it is. Like, how did you like the crowd and like the fans and how crazy it was? What was your thoughts on Comic-Con?
It was super fun. It was our second time being there, but this time it was different because on the ring, the first year, we just took the pictures, we kind of hung out, meet and greet with the fans. And this time we have, a little bit of fights. All of a sudden, the Beast and Fire and Havoc and all of them, we went also to the podium and Ginny Boss was there, David McLean, Selena. Of course, I was on the mic. I was on the mic, talking with all of the fans, introducing what was going on. And then Selena was on the mic. We say thank you to Ginny. And after that, of course, like they interrupted us. So we end up on the ring and the Beast and Havoc fighting. First it was Fire and Havoc, and then it was, the Beast always show up. And it's like, really?
Now, you have a quite extensive acting career, about 50 acting credits to your career. Like, why, what is your most favorite role, and what are you in any projects at the moment?
Well, right now my favorite one, and at the moment, is Wow. But before that, I don't know if you guys watched the movie Blood In and Blood Out, old movie, long time ago.
So I've heard of it.
Heard
I
of
haven't
it
seen
too.
it. Yeah, I might have seen
Okay,
it.
so this movie for the Hispanic community, it was amazing because it was about gangs. Actually, it was Danny Trejo was in that movie.
Okay.
It was Demian Chapa, it was Billy Bob Thornton. It was the beginnings of all of them. It was the first time kind of like you were watching them, I think on big screen. And so I got to produce another independent film with the one that played Miklo. It was actually Benjamin Bratt is in that movie.
Oh, wow.
But I met Demian Chapa. He was one of the three brothers. And I get to produce independent films. So that was an amazing project because I learned so much from production. I always thought, I just want to be an actress, show up, do my thing, go home. And in production, then you have 24 hours and it's not enough. You need 26, 28. And I thought I was going to be like, no, I don't like it. And I love it. Like, I learned to get the things done. And this Demian Chapa, who plays Miklo in that movie, he was like, I need a contract. And we were like, yeah, sure. Okay. He said, okay, go and do it now. Like now. And then, what? Okay. So we learn. Like I'm actually in life, I'm an accountant and I study law, like the IRS law. So I am a lawyer. So I'm very good on doing all those kind of things. And he was, okay, do it now. I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, that was my next question. The fact that you do play a lawyer for WoW, so you do know what it kind of takes.
So it does. So does the acting in the movies, did it help you with wrestling? Does it make it easier? Do you kind of take some of what you learn on set with the different great actors into WoW, or does it make it easier?
Yeah, it does, especially with the crowd, because here I started like most of the actors doing theater, which I love theater because you start from beginning and end, and then you have that crowd, and then the applause is your biggest reward. So then we go to acting on camera, which is totally different. You can start with the end, and then they tell you have to die. Like, wait a minute, like I haven't even met my husband, and now you're telling me like I'm gonna die. So it's different, and wrestling has both because you have to be aware of acting on camera or the performance in camera, when you're wrestling, and then you have that crowd. So it's totally the two things merge in one, and that make it so special. I think that's what I love it so much, and I couldn't help going back. It was just unbelievable, and I love the crowd. One of the things that feed me that energy, they are like the fans, the followers. I also have one of my fans like, please say hello to to me, and his name is Freddie Lopez. I'm saying hi to Freddie Lopez. And he was so I feed from them. They have so much energy. I like to stop, shake their hands because I'm a lawyer, like have a picture together. I give them my time, if they're my clients.
Now, how do you balance, acting, producing, being a lawyer for WoW, and being a mother? Like, how do you fit all of that in?
It just happens, and I just bring my kids. At the beginning, I used to bring them everywhere. Or I have a very nice husband, to be honest. I have the best husband in the whole world. So when I have to go somewhere, I'm not worried anymore because, as I said, I became vulnerable with the kids. And I was like, I don't want to leave them alone. I want to be a super mom. Yeah, I'm a superhero. And I want to be a super mom as well. So my husband, he's amazing because he helps me literally. Like, baby, I need to go and shoot, here or in LA or in Mexico City. Okay, go and do it. Like right now, my husband is, with the kids in a birthday party because I told him, okay, you go and hang out with them because I'm going to have this interview. And I think that's a blessing, to be honest.
For sure.
So with that being said, though, what do you do when you have some free time, though? When you just want to, do you guys hang out together? What do you guys do for fun when you're not working a million jobs?
I'm kind of a workaholic, so if I have some time, I'm just busy trying to get more busy again. So I just start doing. I'm very versatile. How can I say that in English? Versatile? I don't know.
Versatile, yeah.
Yeah, and I used to work for the ex-president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, and one event right now. I was working on the World Rally Championship in Mexico this weekend, and then I went to Mexico City to take my son to a callback. And and the one special thing that we do have as a family, the kids always come and say, Mom, Dad, can we have family movie night? And I love movies. Since I'm an actress, I'm like, great. So we spend our nights doing family movie time.
What's the last thing you guys watched?
I watched Bohemian Rhapsody, I love it. Seriously, I'm so glad he won the Oscar. I'm so glad he did an amazing performance for not being a singer, for not being a dancer, for being skinnier than Freddie Mercury. Everything he, at the end of the day, I think, on my point of view, he did amazing.
Absolutely.
Now you skipped over, not skipped over. You said a lot of stuff that you do in your off time very quickly. And I heard that you said Vicente Fox, who's a former president of Mexico. That's a big deal. So what did you do for him? Everybody doesn't just get to work with the president of Mexico.
Yeah. He's the ex-president. Right now we have Andrés Manuel López Obrador, Andrés Vázquez Calderón, then Vicente Fox. We are from the same hometown, the same state, Guanajuato. So, when I came back here after US, they invited me to go there and help them with PR.
Oh, wow.
For an event. So he has a center that is called, it's kind of like it's an exhibition center. It's a hotel. It has a little bit of everything. His offices are over there, and it's called Centro Fox.
Okay.
So I got an interview. They said, you know what, we like you. You can do our PR. And they hold the Vicente Fox. He holds an event that is his event. They have a lot of events, but this one he organizes. So between Vicente and his wife Marta, organize this event, and it's for business people, just business, the top of the top. So also at that time, people from politics came, and they give conferences, they are speakers, and a lot of very, very the top of business people. So I got to do the PR and sales, and they love it, and I love it. And I worked there for 2 years. They brought Deepak Chopra, they brought Jose Hernandez, the first Mexican-American astronaut. So, I was taking advantage, our picture. And then I used to tell them, because, this can work for my character. I'm Sophia Lopez, the greatest attorney in the world. So I need all these pictures with you guys.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if aliens came down from another planet and landed on Earth and they walked up to you and they were like, show me the most beautiful part of Mexico, what would you tell them?
Oh, let's go to Guanajuato. We have a museum with mummies. I don't know if you guys have gone to a museum with mummies.
No.
Never.
And Guanajuato is very full of legends. We have legends, history. It looks like Europe. And what happened is a mine city. So when you drive your car, it's a very small town, but you go through the tunnels from the mines. And it was, so they made it. We have a big festival called El Cervantino. And that's regarding Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, who wrote El Quijote. So behind me, I have the frame of El Quijote. El Quijote is this novel that is pretty, famous. And yeah, I will take them. I always say this: Guanajuato capital is like Disneyland, but it's a whole city. So you need to go to one attraction and then another attraction, then another attraction. And I always tell them, you need more than one day to see the whole little town.
Wow.
Now, as far as the current season, how many wrestlers are you representing for WoW?
You know, Cage Heat, I have like
Oh, she has a
t-shirt
cut.
with Cage Heat. I have,
Okay.
I love that.
if you guys don't have one, I'm gonna get one for you guys. So I have Cage Heat, Delta, Loca. Also, we have t-shirts, guys. Listen.
Oh,
So
wow.
Oh
next
man,
time-
I need one of those.
Okay, that's good.
You know,
for-
we have them on that
Website.
main page,
Dope.
WOWE.com. And we're going to start doing a lot of merchandise. But I have Loca, and then I represented Dagger and Temptress, especially Dagger with her case, court case. And then I have right now Cobra Moon. And I'm always looking for like the next superhero. And that's what I want to say. Another thing, now we have that training center. And in the training center, all the girls that are out there can send their picture, their resume, and they're going to be, if they're selected, they might be called for an audition. And if they're selected, they're going to be trained by Selena and by
Wow.
Tessa. And in that way, maybe I can show up in one of those trainings, and then I can start representing some of, the new girls or the next
superheroes.
superhero.
It seems like the people that you represent are not necessarily, the good side. So Dagger allegedly, something happened to her husband. Like Cage Heat, they escaped from prison. Like it seems like you gravitate towards folks who are not on the good side of things. Is that your preference or?
Sophia Lopez is all about winning. So, for example, like I brought Steffi's Lace to WoW. She was new, she was too nice, too cute. So I thought, I don't know, I need something stronger at that time. And then with Loca and Delta, I even thought this is good. They need a second chance. I can speak for them and tell them, everyone needs a second chance. But then we get caught up in like, we need to win. So we just do whatever it takes. And Dagger was in problems, so she'll do whatever it takes to win. And Cobra Moon, she has the whole energy, the heart, the passion. She'll die in that ring if I need to. Like as Sophia Lopez, she'll die and win for me and for her, of course.
Okay, and so what can we look forward to as far as the upcoming season? So are you when you have the live event in May, is that when you're going to be filming for the next two seasons, or are you filming
Yes.
before? Okay, so what can we look forward to for those next? What do you hope Sophia Lopez, the attorney?
Well, I'm all about winning. I can change sides anytime, so I'm gonna keep my eye open to see if I can represent like new girls. People ask me, the fans ask me, bring back, Cage Heats. I'm working on it. And then also David McLean always has surprises for all of us, even though we are part of the cast. He doesn't tell us everything, and all of a sudden I like it because I end up like getting surprised. I'm like, really, this happened? And that, I think he plays good. That's a good card from him.
So, what is your thought process on like how great it's been to see like women being like pushed to the forefront to the main event on so many different promotions? What's your thought process on how women are being taken seriously as real competitors? Because something that's long overdue.
I think it's great. It takes a lot. Like also for being a wrestler, you need to train. It's not easy. You need to invest a lot of time. It's good. Have the heart, the passion. So I think as women being out there, trying to inspire other people, doing the promotions, trying to show that also we can do all these kind of things and become like super moms, like Jungle Girl. She's also a mom. And she's amazing because she's been doing this forever. And I don't think she got vulnerable like I was. Like she's like, okay, let's do it. And it's good to be, and I love promotions. I love to be out there. I love it.
So when is the live taping going to be again for folks who didn't get that in the beginning of the
It's going to be on May 15, May 16, and you guys can start getting tickets on WOWE.com. And we're going to have a lot of surprises, guys. The live event is super fun. It's full of energy. I used to invite, friends, and I told them, girls, come on, let's go, because guess what? You're gonna yell, you're gonna, scream, you're gonna leave all your stress over there, and then when you go, you're gonna be like, now I can go home.
Now, is there anybody that you want to represent that might not be in WoW, that's at different promotions or a different wrestler that you're like, they could use my help as far as, because it seems like you say win a lot, so your main goal no matter what's to win. Is there anybody that you would like, man, I'd be really good and that we would all win, like as far as wrestlers?
Well, right now, from WoW, I would like to do the Beast, that, she's tough cookie. But because, she has a lot of future over there. And outside, people always, like, Valkyrie sounds good, but I need to keep an eye, really pay attention, because sometimes they're too independent. It's like Tessa, she's more rebel. Like, it's someone that you cannot... They just want to be independent. So sometimes it's hard. I think that happened with the girls that they've been doing it for so long. So I really need somebody that needs me. Like Cage Heat. I mean, they were screwed in jail, so why not? Let's go and take them out. Like Dagger, she was trying to get out of trouble because they said she killed her husband. And with Cobra, that thing is like we have that connection for being Hispanic. So with Cobra, just have that connection that is like, you know what? I'll do everything for you. And she's like, do it. So she wants to. She's like, I'm happy you're here. Let's do it. And, let's go with the fans. And we were sneaking, on the Velasco, trying to get, the fans more engaged. And I like that kind of things.
Yeah, we had Cobra.
Even though they're like very good wrestlers, some other girls, even from WoW or outside, I need to have that connection, because for real, I go with the fans and I tell them this is the best wrestler, and I take the time to take their pictures with them. Then I jump in the picture. So I really leave my heart for my clients.
All right. Well, we're going to put you through rapid hot tags. So it's going to be, we're going to ask you questions, and then you're going to say the first thing that comes to your mind. So you ready? So always early or always late?
Early.
Last person you text?
My husband.
If you can listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Queen.
Oh, I like that. If you could play, who's your favorite WoW superhero?
Cobra Moon.
What is the one thing you love about yourself?
That I'm a workaholic.
If you were a crayon, what color would you be?
If I'm a what?
A crayon, what color would you be?
Red.
And if you were on death row, what would be your last meal?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
That's
I've had that forever. So now, where can everybody find you?
Guys, please follow me on Instagram. I'm in WOW_Sophia with PH Lopez. Also, I have at LeslieGC12. And then on Twitter, I'm as WOWE_Sophia. And on Facebook, I already have those 5,000 friends. So I'm under Leslie Garza.
Okay.
And I haven't really promote my artist or my Sophia Wow page, but I'm gonna do it.
Awesome. Oh, looks like sounds like your dog is ready.
A beautiful laugh. He's here. I love him.
He sounds like a big dog.
Sounds huge. Sounds huge.
Baby.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're definitely going to check out the live show at Velasco because it's like down the street from us.
Yeah.
No, guys, thank you so much. Hugs and kisses. I hope to see you in May. You guys need to get a cup and a t-shirt, okay?
All right.
Yes.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we're going to do the live read real quick.
Yeah, man. You guys know how it goes, man. Listen, anybody that's watching, man, we appreciate you guys. Without you guys, it'd be hard to do what we do. We need you guys to like and subscribe to everything that we do, especially the AfterBuzz TV Wrestling and Sports that me and TK are on. Like, subscribe, comment, involve yourself in the chat. If you do so, we will shout you out on air like we always do, just like my man Joseph Bozov in the chat. Rock Rocky Bronx is in the chat right now. Star Drew, Dylan, Zeno Hour, Ghost, Dan, the usual cast of characters. My man Johan Pena, what's good, baby boy? But I appreciate you guys. iTunes as well. 5 stars, nothing less. Thumbs up, comment, nothing but positivity, man. Power, positivity. Shout out to Kofi Kingston. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you.
And we're gonna get into that news.
Yeah, man. Brie Bella announced her retirement. We knew the Bells were like on their way out though. We know, but it's when you announce your official retirement, when you announce it, it's kind of like it's really like your final decree, though.
But was it an official announcement?
It was kind of like official, man. It was, and it sucks when you do a show like 100 years before, and then it kind of comes out on the current. So, like, we all know, like they put like this: Daniel Bryan and Brie want to have another kid,
right? They
want to start a family. They're doing the family thing, man. And she's done wrestling. She's put enough money in the bank. You know what I mean? You can live real frugal in Phoenix. You know what I mean?
Right.
And do your thing. So. Hey, like I said, I think it's time. You know what I mean? They've helped be a part of the women's revolution.
I agree, but it just feels like and Brie definitely. I think when Nikki announces her retirement, I think she'd want a little bit more pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
Like how Brie did it, and we covered this on the Total Bellas after show. So if you want to check that out,
check it out.
Kind of cover all that. But how she did it is she was just talking to Brian, and then they had a family get together in San Diego. Everybody's there, and she's like, you know what? I have an announcement. I'm moving back to Phoenix. I'm retiring. And just like. Oh, that's it.
Damn.
And then everybody picks it up. It's like, okay, but your husband's still in the ring. You could have at least did a little WWE didn't really release anything.
That's true, though.
So it's just kind of like, and they've been there for so long, and there's definitely a staple. It's not one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, we see you, and
yeah, I can see them having like one of the Legends contracts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and still making money for making appearances and stuff like
exactly, which I definitely think she still has. Like I still think she does travels and stuff like that. But if you're gonna retire from the ring, then it feels like there would have been a little something.
Yeah, I do. I think I need to have a real retirement match, maybe a tag team match for the titles.
I didn't say match. I just said
more, hold on now.
More like a montage video.
I want my ladies back in the ring.
Well, Nikki's not retired.
That's true though.
So they're done.
Jordan Grace becomes first ever WSW Women's Champion. Worldwide phenomenon. The way to describe Jordan Grace. Previously reported, Grace, currently the Progress Women's Champion, checks off Europe from world domination. She can mark off one more continent. First ever World Series Women's Wrestling Champion. She's the only woman who was involved in a tournament that was not an Australian native. And I just think it's really cool that, like I said, different promotion. Australia be making moves. Mm-hmm. Australia does their thing. Australia has cranked out a lot of great women wrestlers over the years.
Yep.
And I just think it's really good to talk about other promotions every now and again.
Yeah, they're definitely. I would say they were there. They're definitely crossing over now.
There it goes. Yeah. They've always been there. You're right, but it's getting to that point where they're making steam over in England, and they're coming over. Emma's who everyone knows, but there's a lot of other Australian women wrestlers that are just as good, if not better. But with that being said, something we kind of touched on a little bit on Raw. Clearly, they're setting us up with Beth Phoenix and Natty, man. Like it's because it was a brief moment, but they had a tag team called the Divas of Doom back in the day. I think 2010, so like 9 years ago. So it's not like, but listen. It was 9 years ago, and they were like powerhouses, man. They was flipping everything around, and I think this is their way of giving Naya and Tamina something to do, which bothers me a great deal because they should be in the title picture, taking the titles, by the way.
Yeah.
But they've ruined that by not giving the heels the titles. Then I seen on SmackDown the Iconics want. Yeah, that's going to be the match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think about Beth and Natty facing Tamina and Naya.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that I'm glad that they're giving them something to do versus like, hey, you guys are, because they still have to show up as wrestlers. It's not like, okay, you guys are not on TV or you're not performing WrestleMania. You just take they still have to show up.
Yep.
So it's just like, of course, now you have something to do. I definitely would love maybe Tamina and Naya is in the picture later on in the year, especially because of the family ties.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a storyline. Like I hope, okay, well, we might be disappointed now, but maybe there's a storyline that's gonna be pushed through for the summer. Because there's not that many tag teams.
There really isn't.
So it's a matter of time.
Do you see Naya in the singles title picture anytime soon?
No.
It's not looking like it, right? No, especially with people coming up and Shayna coming up.
Yeah. I mean, she did get the title, so that's good. But I don't. It's.
Yeah, she did have the belt.
She had the belt, but it's like one of those things where
for like a day and a half. She had it belt for a day.
Yeah, maybe at Tamina, they had like an advocate. Like Naya had an advocate that might have been a little bit different.
Yeah, there was back in the day, not that far. There's a guy named Armando Alejandro Estrada, and he had a guy named Umaga, and he was Umaga's handler. And he would come out with like, my name is Armando Alejandro Estrada, and he instantly put Umaga over.
Yeah,
and he was just a guy that just beat people up, didn't speak. Just yelled and beat people up.
Yeah.
They need one of those guys. They need that guy or girl. I don't give a damn. But to put them over though.
Yeah. It's just kind of like not everybody. Unfortunately, because this is how life works. You can't be good at everything. There's people who are, but there's a vast majority who's not. So if that's the case, they need to accommodate for. They should accommodate for that. And then there's other people who get jobs because it could be somebody who does not good at wrestling, but they're great on the mic. Yeah,
the world would be really weird if everyone was alpha though. Everyone was alpha and everyone was out. It'd be a really weird world. Don't look now. WWE, they in talks to try to bring females into Saudi Arabia. Listen, man, wishful thinking, I think, but I think it's a step forward. They say we can confirm that there has been at least a pitch to involve women in the May Saudi Arabia show from WWE side of things. We know it from WWE side of things. WWE, I don't fault them for this. This is not their stuff. This is not their problem. This is an outdated thing that goes on. Everyone's like, who are you to question? I'm telling you right now, I'm on the record of saying it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that the women are the lesser in your country, but I'm American.
Well,
so.
They just got to drive. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I get that WWE is trying to take steps because they understand that their brand is not just Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And this is turning people off. Even men are like, whoa, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
So I like that they're trying to take steps to try to show them why women should be.
Where was it that Sasha Banks and was it Bailey or was it Alexa? They was it Saudi Arabia where they were like covered head to toe?
Yeah.
So it's happened. I'm not saying that, just the 2 or 3 of them was
I know
enough,
what you're saying,
but I'm just saying it's happened, and if it's happened before, then it should be able to happen again. But again, you have to, if you made it, I think it was like a 7-year deal that they made with them.
It's big.
The people who made the deal or who pitched the deal had to know that this is how Saudi Arabia works.
Yeah.
And being having the American mentality and say, well, we want to do this.
Yeah.
It's just
that's why when I was when it came to the outrage of Americans and other people, like I said, I never faulted WWE. WWE, what would you do? You just signed a deal with somebody, they're giving you a whole bunch of money, and so you can't just come in there and just flex on them.
Right.
Like, okay, you know what? Because I believe WWE, I don't think they would have went in here if they didn't think they could make history and try to change the course of certain things. So they came in, we'll do it your way. We understand, we respect your outdated customs. We'll come in here and we'll have a men's show and have men just in the ring. And then I think eventually they're like, okay, we got to talk turkey here. So y'all telling me every single one of these shows is going to be just men? We didn't know that.
For 7 years.
For 7 years. So I think they're trying to take baby steps.
Yeah.
So shout out to them for that, I guess. Like I said, I got to give somebody credit for trying. You got to give people credit for trying.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got in there? What were you telling me before?
Tennille Dashwood.
Yeah, man, that was good with Emma. Just her Ring of Honor contract expired. I'm glad you put it on because I forgot to put it on. Like, does this open the door for AEW? Does this open the door if we're coming back to the flagship? Does this open the door if we're just something
the flagship
else?
meaning WWE?
You already know. When I say flagship, you know I'm talking about WWE.
I don't think she'll be coming back at the moment.
Me either.
Because there's so many women that they're
where would
signed.
you go? What would you do?
Chelsea Green is still in NXT, and she's doing a
space.
lot of live shows. Like, there's a whole bunch of people in the women's locker room at NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. So it's like, would you? If you were already there before, and you already have that in your Wikipedia page, and you have a choice of coming back and possibly being on TV, but there's still maybe, but you're still traveling the same amount of days, opposed to going to somewhere like a AEW or Ring of Honor,
cashing checks,
and it's not as much travel and wear and tear. Then
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. We don't talk about it much, but there's only a certain amount of wrestlers that can do that have built up this cachet where they can leave and then come back and they'll be in the main event.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about indie wrestlers. I'm talking about big time wrestlers that were in the promotion and they go away for a while. Let's say Orton left.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Orton left, went to AEW, and then a couple years later he's like, I want to go back to wrestling. They bring him back.
Yeah.
Dashwood didn't make enough impact in WWE to come.
Yeah. Well, because she was let go, so there's a difference of let go versus we're gonna part ways for the moment. Jericho's one who can come back.
Yes, exactly. That's
far
a good
as I
example.
know.
No, come on now. He's just like they said he was hanging out with Triple H and stuff. Like he's like it's it's like the thing in the mafia when there's made men. Like when you become a made man, you can do what other people can't do. You have a different set of rules. The rules do not apply to certain wrestlers, even women wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Like right now, I'm telling you right now, Trish is like, yo, listen, you know what? I'm done retiring.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming back. I want to come back right now. I want to challenge for the title right now.
Yeah.
What's up? They be like, man. Hold on.
Trish has that,
Trish
and Natalya can probably leave and come back as well. On the main roster, I think Natalya might be the only one.
They could really be like
could leave and come back and wrestle. Leave and come back
and not lose your spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Natalya might be, and Charlotte.
Yes. Charlotte can burn a orphanage down.
Yeah. Let's hit that star of the week real quick.
Good Lord. Oh man, our women's wrestling star of the week is Shazza McKenzie. Chantel Allison, born August 5th, 1988, is an Australian female professional wrestler working on the ring named Shazza McKenzie. She is known for her work on the Australian independent circuit in promotions including Professional Wrestling Alliance, where she is a one-time PWA Tag Team Champion and a two-time PWWA Champion, currently in her second reign. In addition to her work in Australian promotion, Allison is known for her work in American wrestling promotions such as Shine Wrestling and Shimmer Women Athletes, where she is a one-time Heart of Shimmer champion. Allison began following professional wrestling at the age of 16. She cites Trish Stratus as a major source of inspiration when her combination of toughness and sexiness. Once Allison saved enough money, she devoted her time to training at a local wrestling school. Once she completed her wrestling training in 2008, Allison worked on her first professional match for Australasian Wrestling Federation. She spent her early years wrestling solely Australia from 2008 until 2012 in numerous promotions including Insane Championship Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Australia, Melbourne City Wrestling, Newcastle Pro Wrestling, and Riot Slade Wrestling. During the October 8, 2015 taping of WWE NXT, Allison appeared as Shazza in a match against Emma. This was a rematch from Emma's last match in Australia before taking it up to a WWE developmental contract. A fact acknowledged by commentator Byron Saxton. Shout out to Byron Saxton. Shazza returned 3 years later in 2018 during an April 11th edition of NXT in a match she lost to Kairi Sane. A good match to look up is Shazza vs. Tessa Blanchard in the International Assault 2K17. That is on YouTube. I watched it. It's pretty good. Full match is on there. Check it out. Shazza McKenzie, Australian.
When the show first started, she was one I was trying to get on the show, but the time difference is
huge.
Crazy.
It's a day.
Yeah, it's the time difference. Like we would have been, to at least make it comparable, I think we would have had to tape at like 10.
Yeah, we'd have been AfterBuzz at like 1:30 a.m.
Yeah,
ain't nobody here then.
Yeah, they were not feeling that idea whatsoever. So hopefully I need to reach back out to her again to see when she's back somewhere closer to our time zone to get her on the show, but we've definitely been in talks with her. So the poll question.
Oh, shout out to Jeff Grant.
So our poll question is: are you here for Ronda Charlotte Becky match?
That's a good one. Chat, let us know. Shout out to Anthony that popped in the chat randomly. Hey, where you been at, Anthony? Star Drew, where you been at? And are y'all down? We all down? Triple threat sounds good. Main event.
I don't know. Some days I feel it. Some days I'm like, not so much. But that question is going to be posted on our social media. There's something wrong with Instagram today for some reason.
It's not just me.
Yeah, no, it's everybody. Ty back when we put it on our
I was
Twitter.
in my feelings, man.
Yeah, I was like, I'm restarting my phone.
I thought I got hacked, man. I reset all my settings. Shout out to the cloud.
So, yeah, there's something wrong with Instagram. I don't know if it's fixed right now, but
that's a bad form, Instagram.
Yeah.
Got me thinking my phone got hacked.
I think everybody was. It's like, what is wrong with this thing?
I'm so glad you said that.
So it's going to be on our Instagram page, WPW Weekly. It's also going to be on Twitter, and then you guys can vote there.
Instagram freaking out right now.
I want to say, I think they might have warned us, but I can't remember.
Freaking out.
Yeah. They're like, but I haven't seen it like stories pop up, like news stories, so maybe it's just a minor thing, hopefully. Where can everybody find you, Mr. Evan T. Mack?
Evan T. Mack, Instagram and Twitter. Shout out to Rocky Bronx saying what's going on with Oscar. Yeah, I feel you, man. We'll talk about that next week. Talk to me, TK.
And Dad's name?
Oh, Barry Mack Pops.
Barry Mack. Shout out to Barry Mack. You put that in my notes. So definitely follow us on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
YouTube, AfterBuzz TV, Wrestling, and Sports. Give us a thumbs up. Also on iTunes, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're not following us, you should be following us.
Follow!
WPW Weekly. Other than that, we thank you so much for tuning into the show,
Yes.
for our folks in the live chat, and for the folks after and posting those comments, all that good stuff. This is actually, I forgot to say the news. This is actually the end of season 2.
Man,
We're
you
at the
should
end
have
of-
led with that.
I know. I totally forgot.
Girl, I ain't even know that.
This is the end of season 2. We're prepping for season 3. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming your way. We have more guests, more new guests, some returning guests. So I'm really excited with that. But I can't believe it's 1 year. We're in March, so it's this is probably a couple weeks shy, but we're 1 year of having a WP Women's Wrestling Weekly. Women's Wrestling Weekly. So we're like a year in, which
Yes.
is crazy. So many changes, but we definitely appreciate you guys
Thank you.
sticking with us through all the changes, all that good stuff, and for making us the #1 women's wrestling podcast on the planet. Other than that, you can find me on TK Trinidad. And until next week, guys, we'll see you later. Ciao.
From executive producers Kevin Undergaro, Maria Menounos, Phil Svitek, producer TK Trinidad, and me, Mark Donica, your voice of AfterBuzz TV Wrestling. We ask you to rate and comment on iTunes, subscribe to AfterBuzz Wrestling on YouTube, and find us on all social media. Thank you for watching Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly. See you next week.